So up till now, what we discussed, first of all, we discussed about the classification of element, that is metals and non-metals. Then we saw about metals and non-metals. Next we discuss about the different physical properties of metals and non-metals. In that we discussed about their physical state, color, luster, malleability, ductility, sonority, thermal and electrical conductivity. Now we are going to see about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Now we'll be discussing about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In this we'll be discussing about the reaction of metals and non-metals with oxygen, water, the reaction with acid and base, and about displacement reaction. The first chemical property which we are going to see is reaction with oxygen. Most of the metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. Metal plus oxygen will give metal oxide. We can take any metal and when it reacts with oxygen, they will be forming corresponding metal oxides. Now, let us see the reactions of some metals with oxygen. All the metals will react with oxygen to form metal oxide. The first will take example of sodium. Sodium when reacts with oxygen, it will form sodium ऑक्साइड. मीन्स अगर हम सोडियम और ऑक्सीजन का रिएक्शन देखेंगे तो हमें सोडियम ऑक्साइड मिलेगा और ये सोडियम ऑक्साइड क्या है तो कि मेटल ऑक्साइड है. दूसरा, कॉपर plus oxygen will give you copper oxide. So when copper reacts with oxygen, it will form copper oxide, that it is an metal oxide. Third one, magnesium reacts with oxygen to produce a white light to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium plus oxygen will give you magnesium oxide. So all these metals are reacting with oxygen and they are forming corresponding oxides. All these metal oxides that are formed are basic in nature. That is, they will turn red litmus solution blue. तो ये सारे के सारे जो मेटल ऑक्साइड मिले हैं, सोडियम है, कॉपर है, मैग्नीशियम, ये सारे के सारे ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करके सोडियम ऑक्साइड, मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड और कॉपर ऑक्साइड मिलते हैं. वो सारे बेसिक इन नेचर है. और ये हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? अगर हम लिटमस टेस्ट करेंगे जिसमें हम रेड लिटमस सॉल्यूशन डालेंगे तो ये सारे के सारे कौन से कलर में टर्न हो जाएंगे? ब्लू कलर में. तो उससे पता चलेगा कि ये सारे बेसिक इन नेचर है. और इसी वजह से मेटल ऑक्साइड्स को हम बेसिक ऑक्साइड्स भी कहते हैं. सो द मेटेलिक ऑक्साइड फॉर्म्स आर बेसिक इन नेचर and therefore they are known as basic oxides also. Now let us see the reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Non-metals react with oxygen to produce non-metallic oxide. Non-metal plus oxygen will give you non-metallic oxides. Now let us see some reactions. First of all, carbon plus oxygen will give you carbon dioxide. When non-metal carbon reacts with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. This oxide, when dissolved in water, will form carbonic acid. So, non-metals like carbon, sulfur, they all react with oxygen to form corresponding non-metal oxide. दूसरा एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. सल्फर प्लस ऑक्सीजन विल गिव यू सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. सो नॉन मेटल ऑक्साइड, दैट इज सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. जब हम सल्फर को ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करवाएंगे तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. सो सल्फर इज नॉन मेटल एंड इट इज रिएक्टिंग विथ ऑक्सीजन, तो इट विल फॉर्म सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. ये सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड जब बर्न होता है ऑक्सीजन के साथ तो वो बहुत ही पंजेंट स्मेल जो है वो प्रोड्यूस करता है. सो sulfur plus oxygen will give you sulfur dioxide. So all non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxide. Another thing, these non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. जब हम ये नॉन मेटल ऑक्साइड को पानी में डिसॉल्व करेंगे और लिटमस टेस्ट करेंगे तो वो ब्लू लिटमस सॉल्यूशन को रेड टर्न कर देगा. तो ये लिटमस सॉल्यूशन जो है रेड में टर्न हो जाएगा तो उसे हम कह सकते हैं कि ये एसिडिक इन नेचर है. इसी वजह से इसे हम एसिड ऑक्साइड्स भी कहते हैं. किसको? तो कि नॉन मेटालिक ऑक्साइड्स को हम एसिड ऑक्साइड कहते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज दिस ऑक्साइड्स आर एसिडिक इन नेचर. Now, let us see an activity to prove that metallic oxides are basic in nature.
To observe that metal oxides are basic in nature. Here's a magnesium ribbon which we are going to burn in the candle flame. Now we'll collect the residue in a bowl kept here and put it in a test tube. Add water in it and shake well. Now we'll put a few drops of red litmus into this. Can you guess what's happening to the magnesium oxide solution? It changes to blue. This shows that the solution is basic in nature.
Now, let us see an activity to prove that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.
Of non-metals with oxygen. Place a small piece of phosphorus on a china dish. Burn the phosphorus with the help of a glowing splinter. Cover it with an inverted gas jar. You will observe that the gas jar gets filled with white fumes. Make the gas jar upright and pour some water into it and shake well. The white fumes dissolve in water. Now put a few drops of blue litmus solution into it. The color of the litmus changes to red. It shows that the oxide of phosphorus is acidic in nature. This experiment proves that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.
Now we will see the reactions of metals and non-metals with water, and in that first we'll see about metals. Most of the metals react with water to form metal oxide or metal hydroxide, and along with them hydrogen gas is released. अब जब मेटल वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे तो वो मेटल हाइड्रोक्साइड या तो मेटल ऑक्साइड जो है प्रोड्यूस करेंगे और इसके साथ साथ हाइड्रोजन गैस जो है वो भी प्रोड्यूस होगा. सो metal plus water gives you metal hydroxide or metal oxide along with the production of hydrogen gas. Now, let us take an examples of metals and how they react with water to form corresponding metal hydroxide or metal oxide along with the hydrogen gas. First, we'll take an example of metal sodium and potassium. Both sodium and potassium react violently with cold water and they will produce corresponding sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide along with hydrogen gas. ये दोनों सोडियम और पोटेशियम मेटल जो है वो वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे, और वाटर कैसा, कोल्ड वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे, और वो सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड और पोटेशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, और इसके साथ साथ large amount of heat is also produced along with the hydrogen gas. So sodium plus water gives you sodium hydroxide plus oxygen, and potassium plus water gives you potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Similarly, calcium will also react with water. जैसे हमने ये सोडियम और पोटेशियम के एग्जाम्पल देखे, वैसे ही कैल्शियम भी जो है वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट करेगा, और वो क्या बनाएगा, तो कि कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड. सो कैल्शियम प्लस वाटर गिव्स यू कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड प्लस हाइड्रोजन गैस. But some of the metals like gold, silver, lead, copper, they are least reactive in nature, and therefore they do not react with water. Just we discuss about the reaction of metals with water, but non-metals do not react with water like metals. So non-metals do not react with water. Next we are going to discuss about corrosion. When metal articles exposed to air or moisture for long time, they will lose their luster because of the formation of thin layer of metal carbonate, oxide or sulfide, and this will destruct the metal, and the whole process is known as corrosion. अब जब ये मेटल आर्टिकल्स जो हैं वो ज़्यादा देर तक मॉइस्चर या तो एयर के कांटेक्ट में आएंगे, तो वो उसका लस्टर जो है वो लूज़ कर देंगे. लस्टर कह सकते हो, या तो उसका जो शाइनी सरफेस जो है वो डल हो जाता है. किसकी वजह से, कि जब भी ये मेटल्स एयर के कांटेक्ट में आएंगे तो उसके अंदर जो भी गैसेस होंगे उसके साथ उनका रिएक्शन होगा, और उसके आजू बाजू जो है या तो कार्बोनेट या तो ऑक्साइड या तो सल्फाइड की लेयर जो है प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगी, और ये लेयर जो है धीरे धीरे पूरे मेटल को जो है खराब कर देगा. और ये पूरा का जो पूरा प्रोसेस है उसे हम क्या कहते हैं, करोजन कहते हैं. सो व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय करोजन? द प्रोसेस ऑफ slowly destruction of a metal due to attack of atmospheric gases and moisture on its surface is known as corrosion. तो जब भी मेटल्स एयर के कांटेक्ट में आएंगे तो धीरे धीरे उनका लस्टर जो है कम हो जाएगा, और ये मेटल्स थिन लेयर प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, किसकी, तो के कार्बोनेट की, ऑक्साइड की और सल्फाइड की, और ये प्रोसेस को हम क्या कहते हैं, करोजन कहते हैं. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द करोजन which will take place on the articles made up of iron, silver and copper, and what will happen because of it. First, we'll be discussing about iron. Iron react with oxygen and moisture present in the atmosphere to form a brown, flaky substance known as rust. This rust slowly eats away the iron object, and the iron object becomes weak with the passage of time. जब भी आयरन मेटल जो है वो ऑक्सीजन और एटमॉस्फेयर में मॉइस्चर प्रेजेंट होता है उसके साथ रिएक्ट करेगा, तो आयरन ऑब्जेक्ट के आजू बाजू ब्राउनिश फ्लेकी सब्सटेंस प्रोड्यूस करेगा, और इसे हम क्या कहते हैं, रस्ट कहते हैं. और ये रस्ट जो है वो आयरन को जो है धीरे धीरे पूरा का पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय कर देगा और जो भी ऑब्जेक्ट जो है आयरन से बने होंगे वो वीक हो जाएंगे. सो आयरन रिएक्ट विथ ऑक्सीजन एंड मॉइस्चर present in the atmosphere to form a brown flaky substance known as rust, and this rust will weaken the object made up of iron. Now we will see what happens to the object made up of copper. Copper object get coated with a green substance called basic copper carbonate due to reaction with carbon dioxide and moisture present in the atmosphere. तो जब भी प्रोसेस ऑफ करोजन होता है कॉपर ऑब्जेक्ट पे तो वो ग्रीन कलर की कोटिंग उसके ऊपर आ जाती है और ये ग्रीन कलर की कोटिंग जो है वो किसकी होती है? कॉपर कार्बोनेट की. और ये कब बनती है? जब कॉपर ऑब्जेक्ट जो है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और मॉइस्चर के साथ रिएक्ट करता है तो ये कॉपर कार्बोनेट की ग्रीन कलर की लेयर बन जाती है. एंड वी कैन से दैट द प्रोसेस ऑफ करोजन इज टेकिंग प्लेस. सो कॉपर ऑब्जेक्ट के आजू बाजू ग्रीन कलर की लेयर होती है कॉपर कार्बोनेट की जब वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और मॉइस्चर प्रेजेंट इन द एटमॉस्फेयर के साथ रिएक्ट करता है तब. नाउ वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट सिल्वर. ऑब्जेक्ट्स मेड अप ऑफ सिल्वर becomes black after some time when they expose to air. This happens because silver reacts with hydrogen sulfide gas present in air and moisture, which leads to the formation of silver sulfide, a layer on its surface, and the object made up of silver looks black in color. Now, next chemical property which we are going to discuss is reaction with acid, and in that we'll be discussing about metal first. Metals react with acid to form salt and hydrogen gas. Metal plus acid gives you salt and hydrogen gas. Students, you have already studied about acid and base. So commonly used acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. These acids will react with metal and they will give you salt and hydrogen gas will be released. These salts are compound formed when a metal replaces hydrogen in acid. So what is the reaction of metals with acid? Metal plus acid will give you salt and hydrogen gas. Now let us take examples of metals and see how they are reacting with acid. The first one is zinc. Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. That is, zinc plus sulfuric acid gives zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Here the metal which we have taken is zinc and acid is sulfuric acid and the salt is zinc sulfate. So zinc sulfate is the salt that is produced after the reaction. So zinc react with sulfuric acid to form salt zinc sulfate along with hydrogen gas. The second example which we are going to take is of magnesium. Magnesium reacts with sulfuric acid to produce magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. So magnesium plus sulfuric acid gives magnesium sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Here metal is magnesium, acid is sulfuric acid, and the salt form is magnesium sulfate. Student, as I have told you, the names of the common acid, that is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. So instead of sulfuric acid, we can take any acid, that is hydrochloric or nitric acid. Now we'll see the next example of aluminum metal and reacting with hydrochloric acid. Instead of sulfuric acid, we can take hydrochloric acid also. Aluminium react with hydrochloric acid to produce aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas is produced. So, aluminium plus hydrochloric acid gives aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas. So, this is how the metals react with acid to form corresponding salts. Now about non-metals. Non-metals do not generally react with acid. That is, there will be no reaction of non-metals with acid. Now the next topic is reaction with bases. That is how metals and non-metals are reacting with bases. The first will be discussing about metals. Mostly metals do not react with bases. Only few such as aluminum, zinc, lead react with the solution of strong bases such as sodium hydroxide to produce a compound of metal and hydrogen gas. जनरली बेस जो है उसके साथ मेटल्स रिएक्ट नहीं करते हैं, बट फ्यू मेटल्स लाइक एल्यूमिनियम, जिंक, लीड दे विल रिएक्ट विथ स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस. सिर्फ स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस के साथ वो रिएक्ट करेंगे और सॉल्ट और हाइड्रोजन गैस जो है प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. बट जनरली मोस्टली मेटल्स जो है वो रिएक्ट बेसिस के साथ नहीं करेंगे. अगर हम एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं जिंक का, तो जिंक जो है वो सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड के साथ रिएक्ट करेगा तो सोडियम जिंकेट जो कि सॉल्ट है वो प्रोड्यूस करेगा along with hydrogen gas. Now about non-metals. The reaction of non-metals with the bases are complex and student will be studying this in higher classes. All metals do not possess same reactivity. The tendency of a metal to react with other substance to form a compound is known as reactivity of metal. More is the tendency of metal to form a compound, more is its reactivity. So, we'll define the reactivity series of metal. The reactivity series of metal is a list of common metals arranged in the decreasing order of reactivity. That means the metal which is placed higher in the reactivity series is more reactive than those placed below it. तो ये रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज क्या है? रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज ऑफ मेटल जो है उसमें मेटल्स के लिस्ट है जिसमें जो सबसे ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव मेटल है वो सबसे ऊपर आएगा और जो लीस्ट रिएक्टिव है वो सबसे नीचे आएगा. तो ये सारे लिस्ट ऑफ मेटल्स इन देयर डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर इज नोन एज रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज ऑफ मेटल. जैसे सबसे पहले रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज में पोटेशियम, सोडियम, कैल्शियम, मैग्नीशियम, एल्यूमिनियम, जिंक, आयरन, टिन, लीड, हाइड्रोजन, कॉपर, मर्क्यूरी, सिल्वर, गोल्ड और प्लेटिनम है. तो इसमें सबसे ऊपर पोटेशियम है और सबसे नीचे जो है प्लेटिनम है. और इससे क्या पता चलता है कि पोटेशियम जो है वो सबसे ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव है और सबसे लास्ट में प्लेटिनम है, तो इसका मतलब वो जो है सबसे लीस्ट रिएक्टिव है. पोटेशियम के बाद सोडियम है, तो पोटेशियम के कंपेयर में सोडियम कम रिएक्टिव है, इसीलिए उसको सेकंड नंबर पे रखा हुआ है। थर्ड नंबर पे कैल्शियम, तो कैल्शियम जो है पोटेशियम और सोडियम से कम रिएक्टिव है, इसीलिए थर्ड नंबर पे है। सो what do you mean by reactivity series of metal? The reactivity series of metal is a list of common metals arranged in their decreasing order of reactivity. That is, metals which are placed at higher position is more reactive than those placed below. Next, we will be discussing about displacement reaction. In a displacement reaction, a metal reacts with a salt solution and displace the metal present in it. That means more reactive metal have a tendency to replace less reactive metal from their salt solution. Such a reaction is known as displacement reaction. Let us take an example. Zinc react with copper sulfate solution to produce zinc sulfate and copper. So here zinc is more reactive than copper, so it will replace the copper and it will form zinc sulfate. So what is the reaction? Zinc plus copper sulfate will give you zinc sulfate plus copper. In this reaction, a metal reacts with a salt solution and displaces the metal present in it. This reaction will only take place when a metal has higher reactivity than the metal which is present in the salt solution. So here with the example which we have taken, the zinc has higher reactivity than the salt, that is copper sulfate. So it is replacing copper from copper sulfate solution. Got it? Now another example. If copper is added to zinc sulfate solution, no reaction will be taking place. Why? Because zinc is more reactive than copper, so copper will not be able to replace zinc from zinc sulfate. So what will be the reaction? Copper plus zinc sulfate, no reaction. So this is our displacement reaction. What was it? In displacement reaction, a metal react with a salt solution and displace the metal present in it. Just now we discussed about displacement reaction. Based on that concept, I'll ask you one question. What is the question? Can copper displace iron from iron sulfate solution? Yes, the answer is no, because copper is less reactive than iron. As a result, it can't replace iron from its salt solution, that is iron sulfate. Only more reactive metal can replace less reactive metal from their salt solution. We have just now completed the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In that we saw how metals react with oxygen, water, acid and base. Now let us discuss the uses of metals and non-metals. Let us see the uses of some common metals. First, iron and steel. Iron is one of the most common used metal. It is used for making heavy machineries, building materials, automobiles, furniture of wrought iron rods, gates, windows, door grills and shipping containers. Iron is also used for making railway tracks, nuts, bolts, pipes and even steel is used in building materials, nails, screw, etc. Now, let us see the uses of copper and aluminum. Copper is used for making electrical wires and cable coils, pipeline fittings, and parts of electrical equipment. It is also used for making cooking utensils. Same way, aluminum is also used for making cooking utensils. It is also used for making parts of machineries, automobiles, building materials. It is also used in packing cans and tins, street light poles, and aluminum foil is used for packing food items. The metal-like lid is used in car batteries, pigments, and in paints, and mercury is primarily used in thermometer. Yes, the thermometer which we are using to measure the body temperature. It is also used as an amalgam for dental fillings. The next uses which we are going to see of metals are gold, silver, and platinum. These metals are primarily used to make jewelries and also sometimes cutleries, and mostly silver metal is used in making cutleries. Now we will be discussing about the uses of non-metals. In that, first we'll be discussing about diamond, hydrogen, and graphite. Diamond, the most expensive substance on the earth, and it is widely used in making jewelries. This diamond is a form of carbon and it is the hardest substance, and due to its hardness, diamond is used in cutting and drilling tools. Second one is graphite. It is another form of carbon and it is used to make lids of pencil, and it is also used in powder form as a lubricant for machine parts. So these are the two forms of carbon, diamond and graphite, and we saw their uses. The next non-metal which we are going to discuss is hydrogen. Hydrogen is primarily used for synthesis of ammonia and methyl alcohol. They are the chemicals. It is also used in welding torch and extraction of metals. As we know that metals are extracted from the Earth's surface, so hydrogen is used in extraction of metals. Let us discuss the uses of sulfur and silicon. Sulfur. Sulfur is used in fungicides and insecticides which are used to kill insects that are on the crops. Sulfur is also used for manufacturing of compounds such as sulfuric acid and sulfate. Next is silicon. Silicon is a major component of sand. It is extensively used for making semiconductors and microchips. It is also used in solar cells and transistors. Let us discuss about the uses of nitrogen. Nitrogen is used for making ammonia and nitrites, which can be used as fertilizers. Nitrogen is also used for packing food items such as chips and namkeens. Next is oxygen. Oxygen is stored in cylinder which are used by mountaineers and deep sea divers as breathing equipment. It is also used in manufacturing of steel and other chemicals. Oxygen is used with acetylene for oxyacetylene torches that can be used for welding and cutting metals. Dear student, what we have studied till now, hope the concepts are clear. So, Keep on learning, utilize your time, and stay safe.